Today I will be discussing how different bureaucracies affect my life. So after doing research, the two articles that I found related to either the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, or the Department of Motor Vehicles, the DMV, or also known as the Revenue Office. So let's start off with the IRS. So the IRS is they're in charge of collecting taxes. So every year, people who work, U.S. citizens usually, and sometimes workers with working visas, immigrants with working visas, if they get a W-2, it has their income, and at the time of whenever they get their job, they can either select to have the government take it out every paycheck or pay it at the end of the year. And the amount also depends on how many dependents an individual has, and the amount of taxes that is being withdrawn also depends on the income. So different people, like generally poor people pay less taxes, and then in theory the richest people are supposed to pay the most. But many wealthy people find loopholes, and many corporations are able to store their money overseas and evade taxes because the IRS has no way of knowing where they have them outside of the U.S. In my life, however, I have to pay, since I don't make very much a year, since I'm a student, my income is not too high. I usually get an amount back considering I'm independent, but with some other people, if you're not married, or if you don't have a child, or unless you're 24, you are considered dependent by FAFSA standards, which is the financial aid department of the government, and almost all schools use this. So that affects me because I need to make sure that my income is correct, and that I'm okay with the IRS, because whenever I apply for FAFSA, I need to make sure that all my information is accurate. As for the DMV, that's where you usually get your license, and where you take your driving test and all of those things, and your car registration. In Texas, they're known as DMVs, but I know that here in Arkansas, they're known as the revenue offices. A big difference, though, from Texas and here is that usually you have to wait to get your driver's license, and you have to wait several months in advance to take a driving test, whereas here you can just walk in and they print you the ID. But overall, those are the two main areas of bureaucracy that I have to deal with. Not too often, but